Welcome to another car review on dsf.my. It's an electric car. Surprise, right? You probably think, what is he talking about? This is the Honda HR-V. It's not an electric car. It's a petrol-powered car. It's a hybrid car. It's a popular SUV, not car actually, SUV, selling very well, second generation model. But let me tell you, it is an electric car because this is not the HR-V. Despite it looking like the HR-V, right down to the HR-V rear door, the HR-V profile, the HR-V sleek looks. And then you come in front. You come in front and then you'll see a completely different face. This is the Honda electric vehicle face. That is why it's an electric car. But everything else is nearly 99.5 or 99.9% HR-V. Technically, this car is slightly longer, 3 cm, and even at the back, a couple of cm. So it's been moved a little bit to accommodate the electric components and of course the battery pack. Now, why is it that this Honda electric vehicle shares everything, look and feel, lights, okay, the 18-inch wheels are different with the current HR-V? Because the HR-V is one of the best-selling Honda vehicles globally. So Honda would have thought, why not take our best-selling design and make it electric? So apart from that front face that's slightly different, Honda gives you 18-inch wheels. These are electric vehicle wheels. Come, Mr. Cameraman, have a closer look at the wheels. So you have a new electric vehicle design and a white logo. So if you see a white logo, it's an electric. So just like what you see here, a white logo, full electric car from Honda. So we've already explained to you the look. Very important. Yes, the design is HR-V, but this is the eN1 electric car. And why do you have this new face here? The new face here is because there's a button and this is where you charge the vehicle. These are the charging ports. So, clear word here, Honda. Look at the font, slightly different. Now, why has Honda done all these small changes? To make sure you understand that this is actually an electric car, like I keep saying. And the thing is, Honda is not late to the game. They had the Honda E, but only in Europe. And they had it in UK, was doing very well, small little hatchback. But then they decided, let's go global. And they took their time, they dissected all the competition, and they said, who is making good global electric cars? So if you come closer, look closely at this, you'll realize that this Honda is made in China. Now it's a Japanese company, Japanese product. Why are they making it in China? Simple. China makes the best electric car. So why not go to the source of the best electric car manufacturing in the world and make your electric car for the global market? That's what Honda has done. And if you come here and have a look at the interior, Mr. Cameraman, get in the back seat so it's easier for you to have a look at what I'm saying. Look at the screen, 15.1-inch screen. This is a huge screen. This is something you'll find in, most electric cars. Some will be able to rotate. This doesn't. But this huge electric screen comes at the right size. Why? Because the top section does not hinder the dashboard view and you get all your other functions here. Now, I'm going to start up the car and then you can see what it's like. Now, when the screen comes on, of course, you got your navigation up there in the right position, because if you're driving and you're looking out, you just have to glance a little bit and you see what's happening with navigation. Very good location, Honda. Well done. Then you've got all your other apps to function here, You've got your aircon here. So the thing is, buttons are missing. You got your drive mode selection here, okay? But you don't have physical buttons for the rest. This is your gear shifter. Very interesting gear shifter, because why? There is no shifter. It's basically buttons. You got P, you got reverse, you just click, you got neutral, and then I've got drive. And that's it. So when you drive, you just choose the mode you want, sport, normal, econ, and you get going. Now, if you're really thinking about moving this car along swiftly, it does 0 to 100 in 7.6 seconds, not too bad. But Honda engineers have decided to actually scale down the acceleration for one very good reason. They did their research. Like I said, they did a lot of research before they came out with this vehicle, and they found out that a lot of electric car owners were complaining about excessive acceleration, which is happening. A lot of companies will sell you, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, too fast. So Honda said, I'll give you 7.6 seconds. Good enough. Just like what normal cars drive. Why do you need anything more? And that's what they did with this car. And then you got your aircon vents and everything else here. You can adjust your aircon vents here. It's a nice rotary knob, just like in the standard HRV. Then you got your wireless charging here. You got deep, and I use the word deep, cup holders. Because why? A lot of manufacturers forget to give us deep cup holders, because today we're buying tea, coffee, and all kinds of drinks that are very tall, so it fits in perfectly. Little cubby hole here, and your handbrake lever. Now, I think Honda has done enough research to realize that this car makes a lot of sense against the current crop of compact electric SUVs, because A, they've reduced acceleration speed, B, they've given a large screen which people want, another screen here for the driver, very clear in between the steering wheel. They're giving it a car-like steering wheel with multi-function buttons that are actual buttons, not soft touch, actual buttons. Yes, they're soft to the touch, but they're actual buttons. So you don't have to look down when you want to work them, like your volume control is here, your screen change is here. But this is still a complete touchscreen. So they're given a little bit of the best of both worlds in terms of what people want to use in electric car, because a lot of electric cars come with just this and nothing else in terms of buttons and functions. But here you can adjust your aircon vent manually. Great feature, I love it. You can use your multi-function steering wheel properly. You got 2 stock controls, which you want. You don't buttons or voice activation. You got your gear buttons here, and you got your drive mode. Now, let's go for a test drive. So earlier we showed you what it looks like on the outside. Yep, it's very much like HRV, current HRV, except for the front, of course. And now we're going to take it on a little drive to share with you our driving impression of this new electric SUV. I know it's difficult to sometimes understand what we're trying to tell you, because it's difficult to see it. It's better to feel it. That's what we always suggest. After you see our video, maybe you're tickled by the design or some feature that we mentioned, go to a showroom. Let the salesman give you a little form to fill out and take any new vehicle like this new Honda eN1 out for a test drive. Because with the test drive, of course it takes time for you, but you get a real feeling. And then you start remembering what we said or what we mentioned or what we pointed out. And then okay, he said that, he said this, okay, now I understand what he meant by this. So that whole test drive experience is better felt in person. That's what we're trying to say. So meanwhile, let's get back to this review. Now this is an electric car, so of course it'll be heavy. Almost 1,700 plus kilos, almost 1,800 kilos, that's what I'm trying to say. So it's 1,700 plus kilos. Now when you take the regular Honda HRV, it's about 1,300 kilos. So there's an additional 500 kilos, and that is down to the battery pack. Now 68.8 kilowatt battery pack might not be the biggest battery pack, but it's still heavy. And if you think about it, a lot of its competitors are nearer to 2 tons. So at 1,700 odd kilos, it's about 200 kilos less than some of its competitors. Some. That means it's like driving a competitor's electric vehicle with 3 less adults in it, with 3 additional adults in it. Because why? 200 kilos is about the weight of 3 adults, 70 kilos or so an adult. So what I'm trying to say in a nutshell is this is not a very heavy electric car. And the fact that it's not heavy means it's actually very, very agile in the electric car world. It's spirited. Steering feel is nice. Well, if I didn't tell you that it's an electric car, when you took it out, or when you take it out, you will actually not realize you're driving an electric car if you've test driven some of the rivals, because it doesn't feel weighty. You see, when I go over bumps, it doesn't bottom out. It rides it very well. So think about it this way. Honda has actually been a bit late to the electric car world. Yes, they had the Honda E, the small little compact hatch, cute compact hatch. But now that they've come into mainstream electric cars, like I said, they promised to deliver more electric cars in the coming future. 10 actually, they got planned 10 electric cars coming in. It just means that they're all going to be rather nice to drive. They've taken it to the next generation. So what the Chinese rivals have done in the last 2-3 years, they've looked at it, dissected it, and said, hey, we've heard some of the complaints from owners, some of the remarks online, we've tested it ourselves, we've put our engineers through it, and Honda is all about handling, fun driving experience, and they always deliver from the simplest vehicle like a Honda Jazz or Honda City right down to the Civic Type R. They always deliver some form of driving enjoyment, which right now is very hard for me to say about the current trend of cars coming in from China. Yes, acceleration is bang, fast, hard, but that is not driving enjoyment. That is just acceleration. Driving enjoyment is handling, steering feel, cornering, firm feel, communication between you and the car. So this is what the Honda eN1 delivers. And it's just their first global electric car. Why I say global? Because the Honda E wasn't a global car. It didn't come to Asia. This one now is in Asia, in Europe, and of course, in China. The Honda eN1 comes with a very interesting display, like we mentioned earlier. But what's even more interesting is how it's divided. There are 3 sections to it. You got here navigation, important, because eye level, like I said earlier. Then you got your apps here. Now this, you can pick and choose what you want. You got your general settings. Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, change mode. You got whatever you need. You got everything here, There's nothing missing here. But the only problem is, like I always say, you have to look down when you're using all these screens. I'm not a big fan of it, and I think you know why. Now, put all that aside. This car has 200 horsepower, and you actually feel it even in the lightest tap of the throttle. Yes, it's been detuned not to go as fast as all the other electric cars. It gives you about real world, I think about 400 plus kilometers. We've got 72% of power, and we've got 283. But we've been driving it a bit hard because why? We want to enjoy it. You like that sound? Yeah, that's the that's how it sounds like when it's on the move. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the system to show you. All the apps are here: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You even got PowerFlow. Now, PowerFlow is interesting because why? It actually tells you in real time what is happening in terms of your battery power, battery management, and everything. This is an interesting thing to watch if you're not a driver. If you're a passenger or you're someone who wants to film it like what we're doing right now, you get to see what is happening in real time when you use this vehicle. You see, like now, I'm not accelerating immediately. You can see I accelerate, you can see it changes. So the battery is pushing out power. Now the battery is not pushing out power. It's getting some regenerative power coming in. Not much, but still something. You got your aircon controls here. Very easy to use. Very clear screen, beautifully done. But I would have appreciated it more if it was slightly skewed towards the driver. Maybe it's a design feature that's not easy to do it. But if they had put like a rotary holder at the back, maybe I could just, angle it a little bit more. Because why? When the sun hits at high noon, you can get a bit of reflection. But that's a small issue. Now, like I told you, drive selector is here. There's enough power. I'm in econ mode. Let me try and go into sports mode. Normal sports. And you immediately feel the difference. Okay? Not a big difference, but you feel the difference. And this is what Honda is trying to say. Don't overdo the power delivery on electric cars. Let's be smart about it. Because why? Electric cars are all about saving the earth, saving power, trying to go the distance. If you're going to be accelerating hard all the time, you're just going to be finishing up your juice, which you don't want to do because this is an electric car. So the Honda eN1, 149,000 ringgit in Malaysia, on sale right now. Warranty and everything top notch, and you got the Honda huge reliability factor in terms of after sales and warranty claims. They know how to look after customers. We've seen it time and time again. So fully imported, beautiful vehicle. I think it's a rival, a true rival to what's coming out of China right now in its price segment. And if you're someone who's very traditionally, taken in by European, Korean, and maybe Japanese vehicles, and not so much by what's coming out of China for some reason or another, even though China is leading the electric car race. Think about this. You got a Honda, a Japanese engineered vehicle, built in China because of the software management and the battery pack. You got the best of both worlds in one vehicle, which is soon to dominate the electric landscape with even more models. 149,000. Take it for a test drive and understand it for yourself. Thank you. You're watching dsf.my YouTube. I welcome all your comments, good and bad. Really, good and bad. I welcome your comments. Please share with us. That's the only way we get better. Bye-bye.